Happening now, a shortage of school bus drivers is keeping students out of the classroom today. We tell you where and what the solution is going forward. Plus, we are breaking down the city of Jamestown's proposed budget and what the funding is headed to in the fire department.
Well, it looks like fall air is going to be here to stay. We'll talk about how chilly it will be this week and more as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now. This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, has died. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. His family says he passed away early today due to complications from COVID-19. Powell's career as a distinguished soldier started in 1958 and took him from combat duty in Vietnam to the White House. In 1987, he became the first black national security advisor for President Ronald Reagan. He then served as the youngest and first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President George H.W. Bush. That would lead to his highest position as the first black U.S. Secretary of State under President George W. Bush. His time, however, was mirrored in controversy due to his advocacy of the Iraq War, which he later called a blot on his record. Colin Powell was 84 years old. Well, 3 bus routes at a Chautauqua County school district were canceled due to a bus driver shortage. The Cassadaga Valley Central School District notified parents yesterday that students who ride bus 181, 182, and 187 would need to bring their child to school and then pick them up afterwards, or the student would need to attend class remotely today. Superintendent Charles Leichner says that the perfect storm unfolded with a planned absence, a general illness, and then an emergency family situation impacting those drivers, respectively.
Because of the circumstance, I think in our region, certainly here in our school district, with a shortage of drivers and substitute drivers, we had everyone that could drive driving, and we were still short those 3 drivers.
Around 24 students, he says, were impacted on both the middle high school and elementary routes. As for Tuesday, the superintendent is working with others in the district on finding a solution.
I anticipate that we will be at least 1 driver short, and so it's my goal to meet with our transportation folks here shortly and determine what impact we'll have tomorrow, and then we can communicate that with families so that they've got a little more lead time.
Efforts on both state and federal fronts are underway to address the bus driver shortage, including from Governor Kathy Hochul and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, which the superintendent says is helping to speed up the hiring process for now.
If folks have a CDL, they also have to get that endorsement for passenger carry, and so that still has to happen, right? They've just kind of fanned the flame and said, hey, if you've got a CDL and you'd like to drive a school bus, here's a way to get that passenger endorsement. So we do have some folks as a result of that here locally that we're working with, but they still have to go through the process.
Leichner says this is not a new issue for the district, with the school facing substitute teacher shortages as well. He understands the pressure the lack of transportation brings to parents and apologizes for the situation. Well, Jamestown Public Schools is asking for your feedback about how residents feel money from the Federal Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Fund should be allocated. The funding originates from the American Rescue Plan Act and can be spent in a variety of ways. Specifically, the school says the money can help address learning loss or student support services needed to support and sustain benefits of full-time in-person instruction. Additionally, the school district says the money can also help ensure a safe return to in-person instruction, maximizing student learning, educational technology, and after-school, as well as extend learning and early childhood education. A survey can be completed online now. That's at jpsny.org/ARP-survey. It will be posted through November 1st. Well, Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist filed his 2022 executive budget proposal with numerous areas of improvement for the city's departments, including some within the Jamestown Fire Department. Sundquist, during a recent presentation, detailed his ideas to improve and renovate the firehouse. Those ideas include truck room floor renovations, the securing of backup generators, and the purchase of new overhead doors as well. The mayor additionally explains that the department requested the implementation of a citywide Knox box system, which he says that the fire department would be able to enter any commercial building easier in the event of a fire or other emergency there. According to the mayor's tentative budget, at least $1 million in capital improvements for the department is being requested. Those funds would be used from the money that the city has received under the American Rescue Plan. Members of the Jamestown City Council are expected to discuss that tentative budget during their work session tonight. A new pet store opened in Randolph over the weekend. Hot Scales Pets, located at 133 Main Street, opened following a ribbon cutting on Saturday at noon. The opening is part of the Jamestown business entrepreneurs Jason Skinner's and his family's expansion of Pearl City Pets. The storefront will be open from noon until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. He plans to adjust hours based off of demand as well.
We have reptiles in here, from snakes to anoles to bearded dragons to leopard geckos, tarantulas. We also have a variety of saltwater fish, freshwater fish. We carry rabbits, turtles, tortoises, hamsters, guinea pigs.
Randolph isn't the only place he plans to expand to in the future, with the Skinner family slated to open another location next month in Frewsburg. Well, certainly exciting news for him and for a lot of people who normally wouldn't be able to get their hands on those types of pets. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below. For those of you joining us on Facebook Live and live on channel 716 on Roku, welcome to all of you. It's great to see Jeff. Good to see David. Great to see Tori. Good to see Troy, Melissa, Nancy, and Brenda as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you joining us today. Well, now let's get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live with that. And looks are deceiving out there today, Dakota, because albeit it looks beautiful sunshine-wise, but a little chilly to start the day, to say the least.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a chilly start to the week. Live look over the Findlay Lake Skycam shows you, well, we do have some breaks in those cloud cover, but look at the temperature at 54 degrees. And this is not feeling like, well, this is what fall is supposed to feel like, folks. It is supposed to be in the upper 50s. That's what fall is supposed to feel like. And we've had some lake effect rain showers that came through yesterday and last night. And those rain showers have started to move out of the area right now, but for much of the region, it's pretty much dry right now. You can see that's the newest radar scan for you. Some of those lake effect rain showers moving on through. The high yesterday was 51 degrees. We started the day at 45, and 82 and 20 are the record highs and lows for this day. So as we work through the afternoon, do expect some partial sunshine through the day. Those rain showers will come to an end. 50 to 58 are high temperatures for today with a northwest wind. Now, the fall air will continue for the next several days and pretty much throughout the week. We'll talk about it in detail with that 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Well, the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office is warning of a scam which is targeting home improvement contractors. Scammers are reaching out to home improvement contractors and alleging their contractor license has expired. The AG's office said it's a registration, not a license, and that it would not ask contractors to pay registration fees through something like PayPal. Contractors who receive this scam via email are asked to report it to the Bureau of Consumer Protection. Well, the COVID-19 vaccination mandate for healthcare workers here in New York State might impact some dentists and dental workers as well. As Marcia Augustin with our news partner WNY reports, the president of the state's dental association says it all depends on where the dentist and dental staff are employed.
The New York State Dental Association strongly, suggests the vaccination. We're strong supporters of the vaccination.
Dr. Kevin Henner says the mandate doesn't cover dental staff that work in private practices at this time.
But under the mandate, we are not mandated at this point to be vaccinated.
However, he says if your dentist or private physician works in a hospital, then they may fall under the mandate requirements.
If your private practice dentist or physician has hospital rights, is doing work in a hospital, then they are required by the hospital mandate to be vaccinated. But if it's just a practice entity, then no, that's not under the mandate.
Henner says they have been taking many of the COVID precautions prior to the pandemic and continue to do so.
All of the PPE that we now have, which, for me, it's gloves, it's masks, it's a face shield, it's for some it's also goggles behind the face shield.
He explains he also has a pre-appointment screening process with patients to ensure everyone's safety.
Certainly there's a mask requirement. I look at my office, I have hand sanitizers everywhere in the office. Every patient gets their temperature taken as they enter the office.
Dr. Henner added he also has his patients wait in their cars instead of in the waiting room in order to keep everyone socially distant. He also says he doesn't know when and if dental workers will be required to get vaccinated under the mandate.
Marcia, thank you. A lawsuit challenging that mandate for nurses and doctors was brought forward last month, with a judge ruling that a religious exemption must be made. The state's governor's office plans to challenge the ruling going forward. Coming up, the latest in a DWI crash which involved 3 kids here in Western New York. And later, details of an event that brings together Halloween and our furry friends here locally. Our Alana Wingate will tell us more in just a bit. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
What could you lose in a home fire? Your possessions? Your home? Your memories? Don't let your world go up in smoke. Make sure you have working smoke alarms and practice an escape plan for you and your loved ones, because fire is everyone's fight.
This message was brought to you by the Jamestown Fire Department and the Chautauqua Safety Village.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
An Erie, Pennsylvania man is accused of driving drunk with 3 youth in his vehicle following a crash in western New York last week. New York State police say that 44-year-old Jacob Boring crashed on State Route 305 Friday in the town of Belfast, that's in Allegheny County. Police say 3 of the passengers in his vehicle were 16 years old and younger. When troopers spoke with Boring, they allege he showed signs of slurred speech, glassy eyes, and impaired motor functions. Troopers conducted a breath test, which revealed that he had a blood alcohol level of 0.24%. After performing a series of standardized field sobriety tests, he was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated under Leander's Law, aggravated DWI, and 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. Well, former President Bill Clinton has been released from a California hospital after being treated for an infection that spread to his bloodstream. Clinton was seen walking out of the hospital yesterday morning, along with his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. He gave a thumbs up when somebody asked him how he was feeling. Clinton was admitted last week to the University of California Irvine Medical Center for a urinary tract infection. His doctor says he was treated in an intensive care unit for privacy and safety, not because he necessarily needed to be there. The 42nd president has faced other health challenges in the past. He underwent a quadruple bypass heart surgery in 2004, and he had 2 stents inserted to open one artery in 2010. Well, the United States is making progress in the battle against COVID-19 with increases in infections and the availability of booster shots for some. But the pandemic appears to still have its grip on our nation's job market and is giving the workforce the upper hand on employers. John Lawrence has more.
The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way many Americans view their career goals.
And that's why you're seeing a lot of people who simply don't want to go back to restaurant or hotel jobs. They are trying to find something else.
Despite average growth and hourly wages trending up over the past few years, a record-setting 4.3 million people left their jobs in August, according to the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey.
The number one reason is burnout, mental health issues. I want better work-life flexibility to be with family or to pursue other dreams that I have.
As companies look to fill their job vacancies, unions are starting to flex their muscles.
People have worked throughout this pandemic, and they've been called essential, but unfortunately they've been treated as expendable.
Thousands of John Deere workers are on the picket lines after turning down a tentative deal that included hikes in pay and benefits.
There's been this huge reset. Over half of all workers are sort of saying, I'm not sure I want to work the way I did and in the same place I did, which has soared in terms of quit rates. So we really are in this alternative universe that is not going to dissipate anytime soon.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. Another potential strike is also looming. A walkout of over 60,000 Hollywood workers was set to start today. However, over the weekend, a tentative deal was struck and is expected to be finalized soon. Well, we've hit peak fall colors here in western New York and northern Pennsylvania. That's according to the latest fall foliage report. Higher elevations are the places to check out to find vivid fall splendor this week. This weekend's cool down was also expected to drive a vibrant bloom of additional color throughout the state. Most maples are now in full color, as are dogwoods, black gum, ash, and hickory trees. Certainly looking good out there. There's so many places too here locally to catch the color. Let us know if you guys have been out and what you've been seeing, and of course, if you're able to share pictures with us, we always love to see it from you. But that's the thing. You still, though, Dakota, you get a little bit of that mutedness. It's just kind of the way it has been, right? It's sort of the trade-off for having all this warm weather that we've experienced.
And I mean, you know, we've talked about it, how we really need those cool nights to really allow those colors to pop, and we haven't had that so far this October, but it looks like the tides are starting to turn.
And it's definitely feeling cold out there. But before we get into some of that, I guess it is part of cold weather. I know you got some viewer photos, and was it a little bit of frost or hail or something you had over the
Well,
weekend?
this picture, it's not the greatest picture, but I wanted to mention this because this was posted on Facebook from Kimberly, and she said, and she's located in Shrewsbury, and she said it was sleeting yesterday. Well, she's partly right. It's actually, you ready for it? Grapple!
Oh, I love grapple.
Yes, grapple. This is an actual thing. So we thought we'd talk about what in the world is grapple. Well, basically grapple is basically just a water droplet covered snowflake. That's all it really is. And it does have similarities to sleet and ice pellets, but the main difference between grapple and sleet is grapple occurs when the air temperatures basically in the upper layers of the atmosphere are below freezing, but the ground temperatures are above freezing. We stayed in the 40s all day yesterday for much of the day. We did hit, I think, 53, I think it was, at the airport yesterday. And sleet actually occurs when the temperatures are above freezing in the upper layers of the atmosphere, but down at the ground, the air temperatures are below freezing. So that is the difference between grapple and sleet. So you could basically call it sleet, but there is a meteorological difference between the two. So I wanted to mention that. And it was a wet day yesterday, a little more than 3/4 of an inch in Olean, Salamanca, a little less than a half an inch there, Jamestown at the airport, just a little bit under that 1/4 of an inch mark, and that rainfall has ended for today, and you can actually see we've got some partly sunny skies downtown right now, 50, but look at this northwest wind at 21. We have a wind gust at 26, so it is still breezy out there, and that's going to make it feel just a little bit more chillier than it is out there. But, and you know, a lot of us are looking for that fall air. It's here to stay. This fall air is going to stay throughout much of the week, 53 today, and then we'll be back into the 50s by the end of the week. We do have a little stint of 60s coming for at least the next couple of days. And you can actually see the wind direction north-northwest, and notice how these clouds and rain has formed basically upstream from Lake Erie. Those are lake effect rain clouds and lake effect cloud streamers, and we had that over the weekend, and you'll see FutureScan painting that for you. All that cuts out as we lose that lake connection. Then as we go into tonight, we should be partly to mainly clear, but there could be some valley fog by the morning hours again, so watch out for that if you're so watch out for that as you head to work tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow should be a fantastic day. Mostly sunny skies, nothing in the weather department to cause you an issue. And then it looks like we're going to stay at least mostly sunny through the day on Wednesday. So temperatures through the afternoon in the inland areas, we're likely going to stay in the lower 50s all day. But this is what fall is supposed to feel like, folks. It's October. It's supposed to be this cool. You can see that cool air is going to continue on the next 7 days here, all the way through much of the week. We'll stay dry until Thursday. That looks like more widespread rain than it does scattered. The temperatures fall back into the 50s for the weekend. We'll take a break. Be right back, so don't touch that dial.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
An event that brings together Halloween and pets is back this year and is getting ready to feature an inspirational story from the county's local animal shelter. Alana Wingate joins us live in studio now to talk more about this festive event for both the community and our furry friends too. Hey, Alana.
That's right, Justin. Known as the Paws Pets Costume Parade, the fundraiser benefits the Chautauqua County Humane Society and is happening Saturday, October 30th at the Chautauqua Mall. Director of Community Relations, Brian Papilio, tells us that there will be several festive activities placed, including Halloween shop from noon to 4 p.m. and a flannel fest with a candy crawl booth from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
We will have t-shirts for people that fundraise $50 or more. We're designing them right now and they're pretty cool. I'm going to say that.
And there's also just a lot of other fun stuff. We have Ledger, who is a dog that was adopted from here in 2019, and he actually has gone on to win some of the highest trick training awards from the American Kennel Club.
Over the last 2 years, Papalea says the Humane Society has worked hard to provide services to furry friends in need.
We are doing a lot more to try to help keep pets in homes. With the pet pantry, working with the Salvation Army, and the one we have here through our healthy pet clinics that we've done.
During the pandemic, the group had to hold off on allowing volunteers to lend a hand. However, they are getting ready to reopen their doors.
We are looking to open up our volunteer program coming up like mid-November, and we'll be getting more information about that. That's also a huge component that we just haven't had, for the most part since COVID.
The Humane Society appreciates any and all help they receive from the community. In the end, Papalea says the community is what keeps them going.
We don't get county funding. A lot of people make that, get that impression because of the Chautauqua County Humane Society name. That is not true. We get all of our funding from the community, comes from grants and.
Now, Justin, those looking to volunteer can learn more online at the chqhumane.org. As for the Halloween festivities, the parade is open to both dogs and cats in costume or not.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know a lot of people are looking forward to getting back out into the community, especially with their furry friends. And the venue like the mall, they have so much space there. Why not hold it? Did Brian talk about at all a lot about the community's feedback so far? Have they received a good response from people?
Oh yes, as far as I've heard, a lot of people are excited. They're going to bring out their pets, their dogs. Some of them might be dressed up, some of them might not. But hopefully, we're going to see a lot of cute animals in maybe different costumes.
Yeah, and all are welcome too. That's for sure. All right,
Yeah.
Alana, thank you very much. And we're always looking forward to Halloween, Dakota, here in Western New York. And I think too, especially anytime we can get our pets involved, it's a win-win for everybody. So.
Yeah, at least in all the years, I don't think I've ever seen anybody bring their pet along when they trick-or-treated. At least none to my house, though. But that's a good idea, though.
Yeah, if you got a good dog or, even a cat. I've seen them on leashes before. I don't know people who walk their cat, but it's...
My cat hated that.
Did you walk? Did you try to walk?
Well, we tried that once. We tried it once. We put a leash on her, and she was just like stubborn as a mule. And it was just like, she was like...
Right.
And it's like, it's not choking you.
Right.
But...
Nobody likes to be leashed. Good to see Deb. Good to see Pan, Kevin, and Amanda. Hopefully they're all having a great start to your week out there. Let us know what you guys are thinking about this story. Are you planning on getting involved in that Humane Society event? Here at the news, we try to be impartial, but I don't know how we can not be with this story, Dakota. If you can, please, because all the funding goes right back here, stays in the community, and stays local. And I think it's so important to really know about here in our community. Well, one thing that I think a lot of people, weather-wise, over the next couple of days, we're finally getting back into that fall groove. And to you and I, anyways, Dakota, it's a pretty big relief, right, I think?
Yes, it's been so warm, it just has not felt like fall at all. So today, feeling more like fall with some peaks of sunshine. We do warm back up into the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. But Thursday, that's out ahead of another cold front. And you'll see what that front does. More rain showers and cooler air back into the 50s for the end of the week, into the weekend. This is October, folks. Finally, it's arrived.
Yeah, exactly. And who doesn't love, pumpkin picking, bobbing for apples at a time like this? I think it's.
Do people still bob for apples?
I don't know. That's a good question. With COVID, do you think they do it? I feel like that you could.
I bob for apples.
If you clean the that kind of apples. Big Apple event today, right?
Yes.
Happening?
New MacBook Pros coming up today. Woo.
It's exciting. If you're among Dakota's gang, I know you'll be watching.
If you're tech dorks, today's a good day.
Everybody loves tech, right? Unless you don't love tech.
Unless it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Then you don't like it.
Gosh, that happens more times than not, though. It doesn't work. All right, well, that's it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our free mobile app. We'll leave you with this live look over Randolph there in Cattaraugus County. Maybe you're out trying to catch some of that fall foliage. If you do get any pictures, send them to us here on Facebook and at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great day.